Record, share. Well, how about now? Can you see those? Can you see those pages? Yeah? Okay. So this is the poem. This description up on the upper left-hand side says, the time would not pass. Somebody was playing with the clocks, and not only with the electric clock, but the wind-up time too. The second hand of my watch would twitch once, a year would pass, it would twitch again. There was nothing I could do about it. As an earthling, I had to believe whatever the clock said. This is the first chapter where this is Vonnegut's voice. We're not hearing about Billy Pilgrim. But he says I had two books with me, which, hang on here. Oh, shoot. I had two books with me, which I'd meant to read on the plane. One was Words for the Wind by Theodore Rothke, and this is what I found in there. I wake to sleep and take my waking slow. I feel my fate in what I cannot fear. I learn by going where I have to go. And this is from a pretty famous poem. Let me stop that. Let me share something else here. I'm sorry, guys. What happens is I preload all this stuff and it just disappears. Share. Okay, here's this poem. It's called The Waking by Theodore Rothke. And this is the poem that Vonnegut's referring to. I want you to look at this poem closely and see what you notice about the form of the poem. I wake to sleep and take my waking slow. I feel my fate in what I cannot fear. I learn by going where I have to go. We think by feeling, what is there to know? I hear my being dance from ear to ear. I wake to sleep and take my waking slow. Of those close beside me, which are you? God bless the ground, I shall walk softly there and learn by going where I have to go. Light takes the tree, but who can tell us how? The lowly worm climbs up a winding stair. I wake to sleep and take my waking slow. Great nature has another thing to do to you and me. So take the lively air and lovely, learn by going where to go. This shaking keeps me steady, I should know. What falls away is always and is near. I wake to sleep and take my waking slow. I learn by going where I have to go. In terms of form, what's weird about this poem? Mariam, what's strange about this poem? Mariam?
Sorry, I unmuted it. I don't really.
What do we notice about this poem? What's strange about this poem? Luke, any ideas?
I have no idea. I barely paid attention during the poetry unit in Greek.
That's okay. But I'm not talking about the poetry unit. I'm talking about this poet right here, this poem right here. What do you
Yeah,
notice?
I don't know what's off about it.
Gemma, what's strange about this poem?
I don't know. He says, I wake to sleep. I thought that was weird.
I wake to sleep is weird. That's kind of an oxymoron. I wake to sleep and take my waking slow.
Hey, is he like kind of like, I feel like he's kind of talking about like the future too.
Well, he is. I wake to sleep. That means literally I'm born to die.
Yeah.
And take my waking, my life, my living slow. But forget that. Forget the meaning of the poem. What do you know about the way what do you notice about the way it's laid out on the page? There's, should I just tell you?
No.
Is there any repetition in this poem?
There's repetition of I have to go.
These two lines, let me stop share and try and find. This poem is called a villanelle. And a villanelle is a particular, forget this is for AP Lit. A villanelle is a particular kind of, how do I view this? View one page, how do I do one page? Let's go. Zoom. Let's go. 200%. Boom. Okay. So the villanelle, okay? A villanelle is a French form of poem, but it's got some certain features. There's a reason that Vonnegut quotes this particular poem in the opening of his book before he sets up the Tralfamadorian concept of time. A villanelle is made up of 19 lines with no regular metrical pattern. It has 5 stanzas of 3 lines each and a concluding stanza of 4 lines. And here's the key. The first line of the stanza is repeated as the last line of the second and fourth stanzas. The third line of the first stanza is repeated as the last line of the third and the fifth stanzas. These 2 refrain lines follow each other as the next to last and last lines of the poem. Does that make any sense? Okay, hang on a second. Stop share, share. Let's go back to the waking, share. So these 2 lines, I wake to sleep and take my waking slow. Yeah, who knows what they mean? It probably means I'm born to die, okay? Which is kind of like the concept of all time, okay? And then this third line, I learn by going where I have to go, okay? So this line, here we go, it repeats, they alternate, it repeats, I wake to sleep and lovely learn by, and then the last 2 lines of the poem, I wake to sleep and take my waking slow, I learn by going where I have to go, are the same as the first and the third line. So the question becomes, what on earth does that have to do with Slaughterhouse-Five? Why did Vonnegut choose this poem? Should we go into a breakout room, let you guys talk about this for a while? Yeah, Gemma says, okay, let's try it. So I want you guys to think about, I don't know if you can see this poem. You can pull the poem up in the resources folder. Oh, don't yawn. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes in a breakout room, and I want you to come back and tell me, why did Vonnegut choose this particular poem for his book? Let's go. Recreate. Get all rooms. Let's go. Boom. Hang on. How do I clear this? I'll get better at this, guys. Sorry. Options. Nope. Recreate. Automatically. Boom. All right, here we go. So go into your room, figure out why Vonnegut chose this poem. Think about the poem, think about the repetition, and I'll see you guys in 5 minutes.